Okay, let's look at the hammer and the hanging man, and let's right off the bat clear up the difference between a hammer and a hanging man. They both the candlesticks are identical in nature. One's found at the bottom, the hammer, and one's found at the top, the hanging man. And a good way to remember that is a hanging man needs to be up high to be hung, right? You couldn't hang a man at the bottom, could you? Is the question you can ask yourself. And then of course you know what a hammer is. Okay, hanging man's at the top because that's where you hang a guy, from up high, right? And then if a hanging man is at the top, the hammer is at the bottom, and that's how you differentiate only really the names. The underlying psychology in the candlestick is the same, and you don't really need to remember the name other than just to be able to quickly identify these candlesticks. So hammers are at the bottoms, hanging man are at the tops. And the color of the candlestick's real body isn't important, except for the fact that the hammer is a bullish reversal candlestick. It's a single candlestick pattern, and of course if we have a white or hollow candlestick, it gives us a little bit more bullish nature to the indication that we're getting. But it could also be black or full and be a bearish day, you know, where the close is lower than the open. Same with the hanging man. We'd like to see a dark or full candlestick indicating the tip of the reversal, but it could be bullish. The psychology behind the hammer anyway is that price tried to push down, okay, the bears tried to push this thing down, and the bulls ended up pushing it back up and closing it up higher, not higher than the open, but a lot higher than the low, and this gives us nice psychology of this bullish reversal taking place. The hanging man, although an identical candlestick, in my opinion would be a better, it's just my opinion, but it would be better if a hanging man looked like this, and because that would be more indicative of the reversal that's taking place, and I'll tell you what I mean. Again, when price is moving up, price is continuing to move up on this candlestick. The bears pushed this down, okay, but the bulls pushed it back up, but it's still a bearish reversal pattern. The opposite being a shooting star, which we'll get to later, where the bulls pushed this thing up, the bears successfully pushed it back down to close lower than the open. To me, that's a much more likely description of a hanging man, but that's not the textbook description, so let me just stick with what a hanging man is, okay? It's just like the hammer, except we find him at a top. We'd like to see a full candlestick indicating a little tendency towards the reversal direction, but this could also be white, okay? And then last thing I want to say about a hammer and a hanging man is they can also look just like this. Over here on the left and on the right are variations of a hanging man and a hammer. As long as that wick is at least twice as big as the body, it still qualifies as a hammer or a hanging man. Okay?